Hey mom, hey sheriff mom, why don't you just Postmates it? Why don't you just Postmates it to me? I spent the whole time watching this movie thinking like I didn't remember any part of it, and I kept thinking, how is it that I've seen this and nothing seems familiar? And then finally, the second that moment happened, the second that guy with that face and that voice said, "Hey sheriff mother, why don't you just Postmates it?" And the fact that the movie didn't just it didn't just have some sort of, even though of course it's filmed digitally, just for authenticity reasons, it should have had just that's when the film reel runs out, just and the movie ends. Like, actually, we stopped production that way. That's when we stopped because it was such a dumb idea.
It's actually a little bubble here to let you know that the film's ending.
Why don't you Postmates it to me? Because no one talks that way ever in the history of the world. Remember, that's the thing I harped on last time we recorded about this. I finally remember what it was. That was the thing. That was the inciting incident for how much I hate this movie and how the whole entire viewing experience up until that very moment was blissful ignorance. And then from here on out, you thought I didn't like the movie I was talking about originally. This was the turning point where it was like, I cannot. There's no more benefit of the doubt to give this thing.
Well, from this point onward, you praised the movie a hell of a lot more. You spent way longer,
way more time talking. I have to make sure I get this right. This is all ridiculous.
Angry typing.
It was angry typing because this is complete mockery of this entire movie. And what else do you expect when the movie's called Scream? And that's the distinction.
That's a really good point.
Nothing could possibly be lazier.
But then they call the next one Scream 6. I don't get it.
Because someone who, I guess, had a frog in their throat earlier decided to finally speak up and be like, all right, no, guys, that was really foolish. Let's correct the mistake here. But you also just never made the blunder in the first place.
I think they only did it because Halloween came on. They're like, oh, Halloween did that. And I feel like, I don't remember, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like they make 10 references to the new Halloween in this one to say, hey, we're like Halloween.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's that new school. It's that new school reboot, not that old school reboot. It's one of those new school reboots, you know?
This is a recall, just like
this is a recall. The most god horrific word ever uttered. Almost as bad as the phrase. This movie has got two. It's got two. It's got two. All right.
It's got two what?
Two of the worst things ever said. The worst word ever used in requel, and the worst back and forth dialogue. And why don't you just Postmates it?
No, that's pretty cool, actually.
But I guess it's fine because you got to make these characters stand out somewhat because obviously they have to be important. They're not going to introduce Sheriff Judy and then have her son be in it. And they're not just going to have, they're not going to have it where, because since she's just, so pig-headed and she refuses to Postmates it, right? She, like an old loser, decides to go drive and pick it up like a little weirdo. When the movie thinks it's being cute, saying like, oh, no, okay, here's what we'll do. Because everyone's going to be watching it on their little phone with their little dicks is going to be thinking, oh, hey, why don't they just DoorDash that thing? Well, of course we'll say Postmates it because we're weird. Or I would have settled for Uber Eat it. All right? I would have been thrilled about it, but I would have been fine. Or say, hey, why don't you just order?
Yeah.
The thing we've said for the last 5,000 years. That's been just A-okay.
Yeah, can we order food?
Yeah. How was saying, hey, bitch, don't drive. Make some drinks. Let's order. Let's eat in. It's takeout. All right? Let's have them bring it to us.
It's Friday night.
It wasn't nighttime. You were watching this movie. It was like the middle of the day.
It was after school.
It was after school. That's true. You're right. It's crazy. It really is movie magic. It's somehow it's daytime before school starts. It's daytime during school. It's daytime well after school. I was always growing up like, dude, why the hell is it always dark
it's
here?
It's always like 11 o'clock.
I know, it's crazy. I was like, why the hell is it always dark here? And when it's not dark here, it's way too sunny.
Yep. Yeah, there's never that
but somehow in movie magic and that Hollywood, man, like you said, it's always at 11:30 a.m.
Yep.
Perfect weather.
Yes.
It's crazy shit, man. But no, thank God, Sheriff Judy is going to be an integral part of the movie, and they're not going to have it where after being a little, I didn't even finish my point about how cute the movie thinks they are. I spiral out of control already. The movie thinks it's funny where they're going to say, okay, we'll have the character go do something arbitrary that no one does, like pick up food, and then we'll make a comment about it, so everyone watching at home will be like, oh, it really is meta.
You're right, they're trying to act like that's the most weird thing in the world.
They're trying to make it act like it's weird, even though it's not that weird in looking at it, with a fine-tooth comb.
What?
It's actually pretty normal to go pick up food anyway. To the point where, maybe the son didn't need to make any sort of comment like, why don't you Postmates it?
That was actually the weirder part.
That was the weirder part.
Postmates. Having blonde hair like that and commenting Postmates, those were the weirder parts.
That was the weirder part. And then you're thinking, well, she left. She drove away, which means her son's now vulnerable. So which means now he'll be taken care of, right? He'll be whacked. You'd be mistaken. Instead, our legacy character, they just decided to have it where she just absolutely runs full speed into a fucking knife and dies, and she gets stabbed one more time, and then after that one more dramatic stabbing when the life's out of her, there's 59 more stabs that follow subsequently, just with absolute aggression, with much greater might with each strike. And like, yeah, let's kill the chick from the last one. Let's finally bring a character into a sequel. The thing we failed to do from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3 to 3 to 4, and from 4 to 5. I mean, because again, this is a kind of it's a Judy.
Yeah.
Where's Hayden Panettiere? She's in the next one. I want her now.
Exactly.
Okay, I want her now.
It's a very
simple formula. Okay, no, they're like, let's kill the girl who we finally brought into this sequel, but we're gonna make it seem like she's a real character. She's actually not. No, she's not. She's actually not a character in this one either. She's not. So you're thinking,
her son
okay,
must live on,
well, her
right?
son,
Is that what you're getting at?
obviously her son. Good thing her boneheaded son's gonna be a big part of this franchise.
He's named after the original
He is,
director.
after all, named after the original director. And then you're thinking, like, well, no, there's no way they're going to kill him, right? Because obviously, if they were going to kill that character, he's an ancillary character who means nothing to the story. Obviously, what they would do is they'd give him the name Carpenter, and the main character's last name would be Craven instead of a random homage to John Carpenter.
True.
Because but you could also argue, hey, so it's just a common last name? Not in this franchise, it's not.
Yeah,
all right?
no, it's not.
There's not a single goddamn thing in this movie that's not someone stroking themselves thinking, or flicking themselves and thinking like, oh my god, that's genius. That callback's insane. I'm fantastic. Oh my fucking god, I'm fantastic. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yes. That's a big part of this entire franchise.
It's a very simple formula.
It's a giant part of the franchise. It's just the ego stroking. And I get it. It's fun, all right? It's fun to say, oh, I'm the fucking guy in this going. But it's not subtle. So it makes it whorish. So then they kill, so they kill Sheriff Judy. You're thinking, when you said she ran into a knife, you were speaking like as like an out of pocket. That's not like, she doesn't run in. No. She does. She knows there's a killer on the loose. She knows she has a pointy object. And she thinks, you know what I'm going to do? If my police training and clear understanding of the law that led me to be an elected official as, running this whole operation here in this town, she's like, proper procedure to clear a room is to run in head forward, ass back, and just run and see what I run into. And my arm is at my side's defenseless. It's like, I don't think it is.
Well, do you remember the last movie? She just tosses her gun willy-nilly. She wasn't trained properly.
That's
She's
true.
a volunteer.
Dude, yeah, honestly, my gosh, I forgot how much that infuriated me seeing that. Jill is like, give me your gun. The cop's like, okay.
Here you go.
I'm sorry. To serve and protect? Does that mean anything to you?
To assist, actually, is the third thing. Just to assist, protect, and serve. So she's
it's just to hand over and be a pussy? Is that how she won her position? Like, gosh, we need someone who's really a pushover. Well, and like, oh my God, Deputy Hicks is a major pushover.
Well, Dewey got it before, so who better than his protege?
Dude, they went from the whole, they want that, he was one of those old school tough guy sheriffs. They want that new school pussy sheriff.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but yeah, like I said, her bonehead. The best part of the thing about it is of her getting stabbed 97 times in their front lawn. The best screaming too. It's not like he went for her throat and she's silent. The best part about her screaming is that again, her boneheaded son is just a few feet upstairs. Just and you're thinking, how far? You're like, well, no, he's upstairs. It's like, yeah, I think it's keeping remember that a story is only 10 feet. It's so again, he's like 20, and I think about ignore the height difference. Imagine someone's 20 feet away from you.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Do you hear them getting viciously murdered? Maybe
15 feet, maybe 20 feet though. No, not at all.
Well, thankfully he can't hear the screams of his own mother right outside of his house because he's in the shower. He's lost in thought. We've all been there. He's like, it just feels so nice, the warm water on my back. Oh my God, it feels even nicer on my chest. He just keeps turning around and he's like, this feels fantastic.
It's 11:30 a.m. outside. I got this.
And he's like, oh my gosh, hold on, I got out of the shower before my hair died. I'm gonna ruin my hair. And then he gets out and he walks around the house to set up dinner, which was not very suspenseful at all. And maybe it's because Wes Craven, the master of suspense, he didn't have his hands in this sequence. He wasn't at the helm. Or maybe because it's really fucking boring to watch someone cartoonishly be oblivious to their entire surroundings. I walk around my house 24/7 without a killer on the loose looking around like, who the fuck's around that corner?
I know.
Who the fuck is this? Dude, you think I open up a goddamn pantry to closet door and I don't think when I close this door someone's standing there?
Well, first off, you don't put your head in there. You stand away so you can see around the door.
I'm ready to fucking go. I'm ready to move. Okay, it's fucking ridiculous. And this guy again, there's a killer on those. I don't like how these teenagers are so irresponsible in all these movies. Okay, They should be fucking like, it should be literally, you know, it'd be an appropriate movie that I can get behind. If they all have to like, this is my home and I have to protect it.
I know.
Okay? They should all be little Kevin McAllister scheming up things, wondering like, how the hell can I kill this guy and save my own hide?
Dude, if there was a killer in the loose, man, the security would be upped. I'd be going to Home Depot buying every fucking weapon I can buy from Home Depot. I'd be fucking prepared. Okay? Alex in Final Destination 1, all that he does, that whole little hut he makes for himself to defend himself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you
I got your. I'm gonna be. Also, that is the time where I'm gonna be challenging. All right. I complained in the last episode saying how it really bothers me when these characters are all like, "Hey, fuck you, Scream. Fuck you, Ghostface. Fuck you, Ghostface. Fuck you, Ghostface." And it's like, yo, chill out.
Next time, Postmate someone for Ghostface.
Exactly. Show a little cordial respect for this person who's trying to perfect their craft.
Yeah,
okay, get on their good side. Get on their good graces. All right.
Guest in your home.
Huh?
He's a guest in your
He's
home.
a guest in your home. Well, that's a liberal term of the use. The word guest. I don't know how we can define that. I mean, he's in your home.
There's no liberal usage of the word hospitality.
That's true. Hospitality. That's true. All right. That's something that you can never. That's something you can't OD on. All right. Hospitality is the best drug there is. All right.
That's what I always say.
But no, you think. I understand they're like, no, he's just setting up. Look, it's just a normal guy. He's putting plates out and bowls out, and he's getting chopsticks, and there's napkins. Look at him, he's got napkins. He's a regular guy. He's got napkins,
just like us.
But sure, is Hollywood a little inauthentic at times? Okay, but it's been proven time and time again it kind of works. All right, is it a little fictitious in all shows where everyone just answers the phone call in the middle of the conversation? They just end the phone call without ever saying goodbye. Sure. But like everyone points out, wouldn't it be annoying hearing in the episode 15 different times, hi, bye, all the time?
Yeah.
So you skip it, all right? Maybe we don't base the entire suspenseful kill like, what is he doing? He's putting the plate on the table, and then he opens the pantry.
Is he behind this door?
No. Then he opens the fridge.
Behind the fridge.
No. Oh. Then he opens a cabinet.
Is he behind the cabinet?
No, and even if he was, it's a cabinet with 4 glass panes, so you'd see through it.
Good point. I didn't think of that.
Okay, where the hell is the guy?
I don't know.
That's not important right now. He's right there. He's dead. He got stabbed. That person we just introduced, the mother we killed, the whole setup, means nothing. He's also dead. We've tricked you. Ha 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 ha. We've tricked you. Ha 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 ha. Wow. You guys got me. I never saw that coming, honestly. I'll admit, I'll give credit where credit's due. Seeing the kid from Prisoners die was very satisfying. It felt cathartic.
Prisoners.
I've watched that movie 1,000 times. All the time, I'm like, no, he dies in this for sure. He definitely gets like viciously stabbed in like the fucking neck in this one.
Yeah.
But never happened in that one. But finally, Scream 5 gave it. Like I said, it was a little cathartic. I felt the energy going through the crowd. Like this feels good. It was nice. And like you said, there's the legacy. There's the Wes Craven legacy. Check you later.
And like
he's gone.
But like in the first 5 minutes of the movie, his character's like so said to be so important. There's a text message from him, and then you hear his voice calling another character, or you just hear his voice. But it's like he's set up before we even see him on screen.
I have no recollection of that happening.
Yeah,
I'll take you out. I'll believe you.
He texts Sam, and Sam sees that, and then she calls. He's like, "Sam, it's your sister. She's in the hospital."
Oh my god! You know what's hilarious?
What?
That's true.
Yeah.
But when we watched the scene, I remember thinking, "Wait, is she texting her sister right now?"
No.
And then I saw. Remember, he literally mentions it's her sister. I remember thinking,
I know you guys aren't really close.
I was like, why is her sister like talking about? Why isn't she just saying? Why is she talking about herself? And
I know. I thought this. Yeah.
Wow. I guess that was.
Wes?
Yeah, that's crazy. No, I thought again. I keep thinking there's no way this small character will be Wes Craven.
It makes no sense.
And I do hate him, but there's no way. There's no absolute way. And this is the part where we're doing the whole jumping ahead, looking back thing. We have to ruin continuity. There's no way that Jack Quaid overpowers him. That's a really big part of this movie.
But is it Jack Quaid or is it the other one?
That one's less believable.
Yeah, but who is it? We have no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing at all in this movie.
Well, yeah, we gotta watch that 2.5 hour long Zach Cherry video to figure out who the fuck the killer is.
Yeah, this
I don't know why his fucking Columbo act involves being making a feature film in itself just to diagnose who the killers were. It's like, hey, how about I don't know, how many killers are there? 2? How many deaths? 15? How about like a 22-minute video?
Yeah,
that seems reasonable. 2 minutes for an introduction, a minute to close it out, maybe a minute in the sponsor. You got like a couple of extra minutes to play around, some little banter in there, just a minimal amount, hopefully. And I get to find out at the end of 22 minutes, I find out who did what. In your actual video you released, I spent 22 minutes. I know nothing because it's a goddamn hour and a half long because you're a fucking lunatic. Hey guys, instead of just watching the hour and a half long movie, Watch my hour-and-a-half long video telling you about parts of the movie.
Hour and a half would be nice. This movie's like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That's true. These movies are long.
It's long.
Okay, what are the three sizes? Small, medium, and long. It's by far my stinkiest student, sir. Yeah, Wes was by far the stinkiest character.
Yeah, really.
And then we get,
Is
my
it
God.
meant to be like tongue in cheek, like almost like "fuck you, Wes. This is our movie. It's
this
better
is our
now."
school. They're like, this isn't that old school screen. This is that new school screen.
Like, what purpose does it serve to do that? It's so I don't know. It's fucking gross.
Maybe it was one of those things along the line where, like I said, it's old heads, new heads. Kevin Williamson's still maybe loosely involved. Maybe he was like, hey, I've been sitting on this phenomenal character. You ever see Prisoners? I'm thinking we can get that kid to play the part. He's just such a songbird. I think he's got a song to sing for this franchise. And they're like, Jesus Christ, I know Kevin Williamson sounds like such a moron when he talks, but hear me out. And he's saying, I'm thinking, what if we call the character, Wes Craven? And they're like, that's a little on the nose. And he's like, all right, fine. What if we call him Wes Craven? Like, that's the first thing he says. Like, all right, fine. Well, what if it's Judy Hicks's kid? And like, who the hell is Judy Hicks? He's like, oh, the sheriff? Like, who the hell is the sheriff? Like, the deputy? Who the hell's the deputy? That blonde woman? The one who threw her gun away like a pussy? Yeah. So you want to Wes Craven's legacy to live on through Loser's son?
Yeah.
All right, what's your plan for him? I thought he'd be the lead of the character. And then the producer was like, step back. What if we kill the character off immediately and just say, hey, you know what, guys? Yeah, Wes? No, his memory's not going to live on. He's dead. Dead. I want him dead. That's what the producer's like. I want him dead. I want him buried.
Stop focusing on the past. This
isn't about that anymore. No. And then the Scooby Gang, they roll up to the crime scene of Wes's legacy just being forever ruined. And we get, oh my God, you're you. And then we get the phenomenal, last time I checked, and for some reason, Courtney Cox acted that line with, that's all you got, lady. 2 wrong feet and ugly fucking shoes. Just thinking she was going to secure her Oscar off of that one. It's like, bitch, that was a dumb fucking line. You can't deliver it no goddamn way to make it sound half good. The only thing that would have even remotely saved it if she did a lean in like it was the pause for Friends, waiting for the laugh track to accompany it. Mm. But she actually thought, you could tell in her eyes, she was like, yep, that's the line. That's my Golden Globe at the very least. Which I know that sometimes Oscars are stingy with the whole elect someone one time, see if they're worth it, then give it to them the second time. And then of course Scream 6 will be that time. That's when I'm gonna get my second moment.
Yeah, well now since there's no Sydney to get in her way, it's all
the Gale show. That's why the person walks up to her and says, "Oh my God, you're you," and it's like, yeah, a woman who had a book. Probably one of those in every single fucking town. All right.
Speaking of that, dude, fucking, I don't know if she says it here, but she's such a I don't know what the fuck happens with Gail's character. The last movie, she's like, we solved all these crimes because we're investigators.
Yeah, we're investigators.
In this one, she's like, this is all my fault. I wrote that book in the first place. She just got Sydney's mom killed in the first place. This is my fault. It all comes back to me.
Yeah, it's really interesting too, though, because it's a great point. It's always about her, because obviously the only reason. Because no, you're right. Because if she just never ever made that book, this whole entire story would have been put under the rug and no one ever would have covered it. Yep. There would have been no media coverage whatsoever at any point in time. No one else in the town would have ever thought, hey, this is a good story, and taken it anywhere to build a fan. It's all Gale. It all revolves around fucking Gale.
For so much that it doesn't, she's never once the target in any of these movies. No. The fourth movie, she's out where the fuck she is being Miss News Lady.
Dude, no, realistically, hold on. Realistically, think as far as like the 3 major characters, Dewey, Sydney, and Gale. Okay,
remember her name.
Well, that really does add a lot of zest to my point. Sydney, you think about what does she do for the majority of the franchise? It's like, what does she do for the majority of the franchise? Kind of stumbled at that one. What does she do for the majority of the franchise? You're wondering?
I am wondering.
Sort of lead the thing, carry the thing, be the main driving force, the one we root for. She's kind of in every scene. Everyone's kind of connected to her for the most part.
Except for that third movie.
Except for that third movie a little bit, so kind of wavers off there somewhat. And kind of in the 5th movie, too. Yeah. That's besides the point.
But 1, 2, and 4, there's a lot of good Sydney stuff.
Dewey, it's like, well, Dewey's kind of the lovable guy. He's kind of the fucking, he's the one maybe like the audience can kind of like say, oh, that's me, if you're a fucking loser. Blah, 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 blah. The point is, it's like, Gale's the bitch. Gail's rude in all the movies, and doesn't every movie have a part where someone just says like "fuck you, Gail"? You know, it's
so.
every movie, and there's always a part where she just says "fuck you" back to everyone. It's like she's supposed to be a jerk. She's supposed to be a jerk, but then you keep also having it where she's the integral part of the story. It's all about her, and then she's done the least amount of legwork because most of the time in the movies. And what is she doing for the majority of the movies? The first movie, she shows up to the events as a greedy reporter. The second one, she shows up to the events as a greedy reporter who no one wants around. Both movies, they don't want her around. The third movie, what is she doing? She's a fucking snide, jaded reporter bitch who's trying to get a story no one wants around.
Yeah, that sounds about more accurate.
And the fourth one, she's a talentless hack who's she was not even a has-been, she never was, who no one wants around.
Yep.
And then the fifth one's like, no, this is, she's Alanis Morissette. She's God.
Basically.
So much of the fact that they have Dewey, the character who, spoiler alert, will fucking die very shortly from this scene.
Yep.
They're like, how should Gail and Dewey's last interaction be? And they thought, what if Dewey is just entirely detestable and we spend the entire time spending just to establish that all the reasons they failed were entirely his fault. He's the reason that him and Gail couldn't work. He could just keep up with her big aspirations, and he's a complete loser piece of shit. And they're like, wait, that's the last scene you want to have before he dies, and their last ever interaction is him saying, hey, Gail, I'm a fucking loser, and Gail saying, yeah, you sad, pitiful, little fucking loser. You really are. You are the worst, but it really hurt me that we didn't work out, so this is actually more about me, how sad I am. And then he was like, you're right, I am selfish. I'm sorry. And then he goes and dies. That was the plan.
That was super selfish of him.
That was super selfish of him. Because, now it's like, who now she has to go find some other person to ruin another man's life. She had a stranglehold over a man for 20 years, making him live a goddamn horrific existence. Where the point where at the very end, when he does that last bit of hope in his eyes is like, Jesus Christ, Gail's out of my life finally. Because even when she was out of his life and he was sexually deprived, what was he doing? We already established earlier. He was whacking off to the morning news. This movie took a weird left turn, has him make his Wheaties in one bowl, and then his other bowl. It's fucking disgusting. This movie's repulsive at times. Oh, then we have the worst part where it's Chelsea and that guy from Dead Meat, fucking like Jamie M. Jacreasy, and he's going on about, oh hey guys, this is the Scream, this is the YouTube cameo part of the movie.
Yeah.
When did it become acceptable
Wait,
to do?
when did that pop up? Was that during fucking Randy's research into Stab?
Oh, you're calling Jack Quaid Randy now?
Oh, what's his is that his character's name?
I think honestly, you could put a gun in my mouth and a gun in my ass and say, I'm going to pull till the gun goes click. Unless you can tell me what his character's name is. I have no fucking idea. Marshall?
Let's go
Donovan?
Let's just call him
Dante?
Dante. Let's call him Dante.
Fucking Dante is sitting in the hotel room watching this Scream video, and then they're going to show us that really attractive redhead and her friend talking on their podcast, saying something, and then they have them say, "Hey, this is stupid."
Yeah.
Implying, "Oh no, this is stupid." They're aware of it, and I just don't understand when did it become acceptable to do shitty things as long as you acknowledge how shitty they are.
I think a couple of years ago.
Why call it Stab, not just Stab 8? We know what you're doing. Yeah, we do. So why the fuck is this called Scream?
And then why
it's dumb. You know what's fucking dumb? Don't do it. You clearly had your finger vaguely on the pulse.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe you're one of those assholes where it's like, remember those pieces of shits in gym class when the gym teacher's like, hey guys, check your pulse, and 99% of the class puts their hand on their neck, and there's one asshole touches their wrist. It's like, you know what? I want to beat you with a fucking wiffle ball bat right now. You sad little loser, man.
God, I was one of those wrist people.
No, what a big fucking surprise that is.
I was so certain you were gonna be like the only those 99% that do the wrist thing, and so 1% is the neck thing.
Yeah, because that's how your gym classes were reflected, weren't they? You're always like, oh, ugh, look at those. You scoff at those on the neck.
It must be a
disgusting.
generational thing.
Must be generational gap.
My class always did the whole.
Yeah, your
wrist
class
thing.
sucked. Okay,
You know
that might have been
something, you
why.
suck.
You know something, you suck.
You know something, this movie fucking sucks.
You know what was kind of cool though, and not cool. And by kind of cool, I mean actually, it wasn't even remotely.
What was that?
When Jenna Ortega was just watching Dawson's Creek, because I mentioned it earlier.
I don't want to wait.
I don't recall. I fucking.
My life to be over.
I like cable TV adventures. When the hell? I don't see Dawson's Creek being syndicated at 11:30 on any station in any hospital. She should be watching like fucking some baking show, to be honest. Some show. You know what she should be watching? She was watching, what was that show on Sci-Fi? Special effect artist?
Face Off.
Face Off. She's watching an episode of Face Off from 2009.
Yeah, that was
at
tight.
1:30 p.m. in a hospital. 1:30 a.m. in a hospital.
Yeah.
Not Dawson's Creek, because guess what, guys? Fucking he wrote it.
Did he
All
write
right,
this
start
one?
playing I Know What You Did Last Summer then. Go into it, because you already established how meta you guys are. Just start playing the whole hits. Implying
true.
there's more than just those two I mentioned. What else has Kevin Williamson made?
Teaching Miss Tingle.
What the hell is that?
It's got Helen Mirren and Katie Holmes and the
Okay,
guy
Helen
from
Mirren
Seventh
and
Heavens,
Katie
I
Holmes
think.
aren't touching each other's tingles in that one. It sounds like a horrible movie.
There's a moment.
So what's called Teaching Miss Tingle?
I think so.
If Helen Mirren isn't
It's teaching
teaching
Miss
Katie
something.
Holmes how to make her tingle, I'm not interested.
I hate to be the
Burst
bearer
or
of bad
bubble?
news, but yeah, no. That
Yeah,
never
unfortunately,
happens.
Kevin Williamson's cinematic understanding is
Dawson's
far too
Creek.
below that. Yeah, it's Dawson's Creek,
He thinks Steven Spielberg is the greatest.
filmmaker of all time. What is it? How to make my character feel?
Because he is good. No one
He's,
say
he's
not
great.
good,
He's
but
phenomenal. It's
it's
too
the way
it's-
he did it.
It's
What
too
was it?
douchey. He's also saying about the style. It's like the style is not quite there. The style is more of the Spielberg thing. It doesn't translate. No, it's just stupid. It's just dumb to have him, especially in the '90s. Okay, just dumb, just stupid. If Kevin Williamson had his finger on his pulse and up his ass, he would have made Dawson the most obnoxious little shit, annoying Tarantino film buff of all time.
Yep.
But then again, it's the guy who made I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Anderson.
Yeah. Or was it? I don't know. That's too early. What?
No, it's not Raw. Time Bombs is like 97.
Dawson's Creek's like, what, 97? 98 that you just said?
Yeah. Something.
What did you say, Bottle Rocket?
No, well, that's also earlier though.
What'd you say?
I said the Royal Tenenbaums.
That's 2001.
Sure. All right, fine. So
like, why do
Paul
you-
Thomas Anderson, Boogie Nights Count 98.
That'd be cool. But then he's just talking about a hard 8 and Boogie Nights over and over again. I understand. I guess you're right. Tarantino's a little early,
you always
too.
see Boogie Nights? Boogie Nights is the greatest movie I've ever
And like,
seen.
yeah, Dawson, we saw Boogie Nights. Shut up.
Roller Girl?
Roller. Like, yeah, but Dawson. And then Pacey's like, no, shit, that was awesome.
Yeah, right? What's up, Pacey? You
Pacey should be the main character, bro. Fuck Dawson.
Pacey is the main character. Why didn't Pacey come back as a lady? I don't remember seeing Ghostface kill Pacey in
Dude,
the
that would
second
be
one.
amazing if fucking he was the returning character.
He
Who else was
Judy
from that
Hicks.
class? Oh, no, they killed Cece.
Yeah, they did kill Cece.
Fuck. God damn it.
Well, I don't.
Son
think,
of a bitch.
I don't think her roommate ever got killed.
How
Why
haven't
didn't
they
her
ever
roommate come
mentioned a
back?
part in the Scream movies in which there's a parody of the stab movies
That'd be
called like
sliced.
Freak Flick?
Nice.
Freaked Flick. Because you're freaked out. Scary movie. The word for flick? Movie.
Clever shit, dude.
Listen, all right, they're calling the movies Stab. So, and then sorry, no. Then it's Jack. So Jack Quaid just got sliced in the arm, the same way Billy Loomis did, which is obviously again that's so cool.
That's on the nose.
It's super on the nose. It's super on the nose. It's actually really awesome of them how they did that. It's really cool how they had it where Jack Quaid gets a little slicey dicey right on the forearm, right on the arm, the same way Billy Loomis did. That was like super cool and meta and awesome, just how they wanted it to always be. Because this is a super cool meta awesome franchise, you know.
It is the super cool meta franchise.
This isn't one of those old school Scream movies where it's like subtle, blink and you miss it, organic, natural, resembles humans.
That's just not cool.
Humanity, anything that represents something sincere and believable.
That's not cool.
That's that old school
Opposite.
shit. This is
Exactly.
that new school stuff where it's just like, let's just spoon feed it to him. Let's just hit him over the head with it every single time, much as we can.
I prefer it, honestly.
Yeah, because it makes it a lot, because then me no think after hard. I don't think no much no more.
Correct.
Way easier me understand thing.
Exacto.
Yeah, it's way cooler that way. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to watch the movie. And then you think, the only real question is then why is it 2.5 hours long if you're telling me less information?
That's such a good point. That is such a good point.
I don't know. You think it would be? And then after he gets sliced, because now we're in the hospital now, and it's shit's about to go down. So he takes a cut to the arm. Of course he's obviously innocent because he took a scar, right?
Obviously.
But we'll see. But no, it did dawn on me. I remember going to the movie that he was the killer.
But you knew it the first time?
No, this time when we rewatched it, I went into it knowing he was the killer, but it completely, when he got sliced, as I was sitting here for the second time watching this terrible movie, as I saw Richie put his arm up and take a knife to the arm, I thought, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, he is the killer, but then who the hell's the other killer? Because unless Richie has some sort of really awesome rear projector setup going on here, he obviously has a partner, and I couldn't for the life of me think who it was.
It took me a long time.
I did happen in that very moment to write down, I think maybe it's the girl from Once Upon a Time, the hot one. I think it's her. And then guess what? I was right. It was her. And now maybe you're thinking that's not very impressive considering you've acknowledged you've seen the movie at least once before, so maybe you just remembered it. But considering I went into it not remembering it, it's kind of that Mad Men thing I said with Pete Campbell, where he's talking about how, yeah, it existed, but I came to that thought originally independently on my own. So this time, ipso facto, I walked around and I was like, I am Columbo.
Yeah,
I'm that
sense.
Gale Weathers, like really good sleuth detective kind of thing.
Learn from the best.
Learn from the best, like Gale Weathers. Which is probably why, I gave it shit even just 5 seconds ago, but I probably would walk up, say, oh my God, it's, you're you.
That's such a good point.
Because that's how people act when they see Gale Weathers, a news reporter. It's the same way we all act when we see news reporters, because those are the people who are held up with the highest of esteem in society.
You know what's interesting?
At one point in history, it was like, oh my God, the clergy, they're the ones who run it. But now it's like now it's the news anchors that they command that kind of respect. Now they're the new philosophers of this generation.
Or the new clergy, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Or perhaps. And then they showed the killer show the voice changer. That was kind of crazy. That was super badass, man. I was like, oh my God, we're back in Scream 3.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Actually, was cool. I'm actually glad they did, because it's a little boring when they don't do that, because then it's like, how are people making these voices?
Actually, the only part of the movie I liked at all was when they played Dewey's theme song.
Yeah, when they played the song from Broken Arrow.
That was the only time I liked this
cool.
movie. That's the only
part
of this movie
why?
I liked.
Because that was old school Scream.
Yeah,
none of that new school Scream
Old school
stuff.
Scream's actually the better Scream, believe it or not.
I also think the best part of the old school Scream was how like Sydney was like this really likable, just like you kind of wanted to root for her, just good American girl, right?
I thought that
She's
she's
your
the main
classic girl
character.
next door. She's an American sweetheart. I don't like how our new American sweetheart girl next door is just a selfish bitch.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much either.
And I don't like how she can't even make a decision to save the life of someone she loves. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe you're right. Or maybe you're right. Or maybe I'm just stalling for time, fuckhead.
Is that in the movie?
Not cool. Not even a little bit. It is in the movie, and it wasn't cool. She's on the phone talking to him. He's like, I'm gonna gut your sister like a fish, right? You bitch. And then she's like, maybe you will. Maybe you're right. Maybe you will do that. But maybe I'm actually just I could just be stalling for time. Fuckhead.
What?
And he's like, what do you mean you could be stalled? And it did actually work, because what happened, and it wasn't even time well, which was not only was it badly written, right, which is a very reoccurring theme.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was almost odd though how badly written this
It almost
part
was. It almost thinks like
the rest of it looked pretty good almost.
Surely someone somewhere I understand. I get like write when you're drunk, edit when you're sober. But
True.
someone somewhere must have been looking at this with fully straight and thinking like this is not good.
No, they're the exact opposite. They
And
thought it was perfect.
then they're like, step back. And they went through that anyway. But no, I don't think it wasn't time which was the more offensive part. The fact that when she said the elevator door dings and Ghostface sachets themselves around to like, hey, look over there. What's going? Wait, I thought I was alone in the house. Who the hell's that?
What was that noise?
Exactly. And then Dewey shoots, and Sam isn't even the one who shoots the gun, so she gets the one-liner, but she doesn't shoot the gun.
No, that would make sense.
That's not how things work. I don't recall. They talk about the movie. Stay away from her, you bitch. She didn't look over to Michael Biehn and say, "Hey, hit him." She said the line, and then she did. He doesn't say, "Get off my plane," and then look at the Secret Service, and Harrison Ford's like, "Hey, take care of him. I don't want to toss him off the plane."
I don't want to get my hands involved.
That's not how that's not how one-liners work. Usually, the one-liners from the person who's delivering the action.
Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel doesn't go. Thing with the street always wins.
And they say,
Rock doesn't come-
Brian!
Yeah, he doesn't come flying. Or they put the
Get
shit in
him!
his state.
How does this movie fail that fundamental level? Have her shoot the fucking gun.
In Scream 1, she doesn't go, not in my movie. Hey, Randy, here's the gun. Go ahead and shoot him.
I don't feel comfortable. I don't support gun violence.
Not my thing.
It's not my thing. I don't believe in it. And he's like, that's very respectable. That's very good of you.
And he goes, here, Gail, since you're the hero of the story, I don't respect guns
since you're
either.
the hero of the story, and she's like, all right, guys, fine, since I am the hero of the story. But also, what an absolute gamble is to say, fuckhead. Your sister could go absolutely bye-bye.
I know. She doesn't know if she's the killer's right next to her sister.
You're no understanding of the actual idea of what's going on right here. She has no respect for... She's no respect for anything. This woman is a horrible lead character.
That's what happens when you do all the
She's
drugs.
gambling her kid sister's life for a one-liner which she's not even delivering the punch of. It's mistimed. It's poorly executed. It's stupid. It's dangerous, and it's dumb. And it's also stupid.
It's also dangerous.
And it's also fucking dangerous, man. That's what I'm saying.
And it's also dumb.
And it's dumb.
And it's stupid.
And it's fucking stupid, man.
And pretty dangerous.
A little dumb as well.
Oh, I would say so.
And it's fucking stupid.
And pretty dangerous.
No, but really, it is outrageous.
And dumb.
The fact, and stupid. But no, really, it is obnoxious. And stupid. No.
And dumb.
And dangerous. But actually, getting past that point, I said a second ago, who's Dewey fighting? Because we know he's not fighting the man who got cut, like Billy.
Yeah.
And now that we know who is the hot girl, she's kicking his fucking ass.
She's also tall.
She's also so tall. I hate that more than anything. Okay, you know what? Cast. If you want to have an imposing psycho killer be walking around, okay, cast girls who are 6'3" and only. I want monsters. Okay, I want girls who are tall. When you're thinking like, holy shit, no, it was her. Maybe it makes the movie a little bit harder to enjoy. You're like, I don't know, maybe the lumbering figure walking around is the only character who fits that profile, or you just instead throw away that idea and just have people walking around with body shapes that seem mysterious, or maybe do the whole like different people, different scenes thing. And if that's what you did do, maybe you did do it. I don't know. At the very least,
the third killer.
At the very least, have those people don't have one person be Dave Bautista when everyone else is Hornswoggle by comparison.
That's a good point.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you're asking us to suspend our disbelief quite a bit. So much to the point where watching this movie is kind of stupid.
So much to suspend the disbelief to the point where we have to actually be reminded that Dewey, under no circumstances of any kind, will ever, and I mean ever, take the fucking headshot unless Sidney explicitly directs him to do so.
That's so true.
Was that your one underwriter?
That's Scream lore. Everybody knows that.
Thankfully, Elevator's over there. She reminds him, and that, you know, he's like, oh shit. He's like, God, the elevator ding. That reminded me when Sidney said, I do have to take the headshots. And then he randomly turns around, which doesn't feel forced whatsoever. And then also, which doesn't feel forced, since the scene's just so organic, thank God his phone happens to ring. And thank God he happened to leave the ringer on. And thank God he thinks, oh wait, shit, someone wants to get a hold of me. Let me put this other thing on the back burner right now. I came over here with a purpose, but I'm so easily sidetracked like a goddamn dog with a treat. He's like, maybe Gail's gonna pity fuck me. Let me check my phone. And he's like, it's 4:30. She's probably drunk. That's usually when she's at her neediest.
Hold on, Ghost, I gotta take this.
And then it's like, yeah, that's great, guys. That's a really funny scene. It's really cool. Yeah, you're about to kill Dewey, but establish that his entire life, not only is he a fucking loser who whacks off to her in the mornings, he's also a loser who is her pity fuck.
It's like, did you know that a phone just go to voicemail once?
Not once. He's like, not once, not going to start doing it now. All right? If there's one thing people know Dewey as, is a guy who answers his phone. He's very reliable.
It's the first ring. Shoot Ghostface, pick up the second ring.
But what if it's really important? This is important, Dewey. Well, then your life is at stake. But then again, he probably would be a little desensitized at this point for getting stabbed every movie. And he's like, I don't fucking die. I'm fucking like invincible.
That's sure. He thinks he's Superman.
He thinks he's Superman.
Well, I mean, if he has to, because Gail thinks she's the entire crux of this entire universe.
Well, yeah, it's all about Courtney
Cox,
which is why they literally gutted him.
Yeah.
That's why David Arquette returns to be a fucking loser who takes all responsibility for his marriage falling apart, and then he gets to fucking die. That's his character arc.
I don't even think she avenges him at the end.
They don't. She just says, like, well, now I can't write a fucking book because that asshole died. What a piece of shit loser failure of a man he was. She's like, can you imagine? She's like, you know he wanted to have kids with me? Can you imagine if I had his fucking babies? And it's like, guys, why are you desecrating the entire character? Dial it back.
That's kind of like the trend. That's all it did.
It's fucking disgusting.
I like
It'd be almost as pathetic as naming a character Wes and having him viciously be killed off in the first act. Oh, Wes would have preferred it that way. Yeah. I don't know.
We asked him just before. He would have wanted it.
You know, Kevin pitched him on getting that kid from Prisoners to be in the movie.
And that's actually what sold him on it.
And he was like, "Wait, you think you can get him? The kid from Prisoners?"
That's my.
And he's like,
wish.
"That guy is so." He's like, "That guy's." And then Wes Craven was like, "That guy's amazing, dude. Night and Day was so funny." And Kevin Williamson's like, "No, not Paul Dano. I mean, Hugh Jackman's asshole piece of shit, annoying older brother's son." He's like, "Ew, gross." And that's why we didn't have a Scream movie for 10 years. And then when Wes Craven died, Kevin Williamson was like, "Finally!" And he got to have the asshole from Prisoners.
Give this kid that moment in the spotlight. This kid's gonna be great.
You know what I thought would have been? You know, I thought was a little weird too.
What's that?
How when Dewey does get viciously murdered, how Gail's able to force sense his death, but she couldn't force sense the fact that he resigned from the Force by force. He was forcibly removed to resign from the Force by force, and she couldn't force sense that one. She's so flabbergasted when he says he lost his job. That's the other part too. They're like, yeah, not only did he ruin his marriage, he lost his job. He was a fucking loser. And not only did he lose his job, he lost his dignity. He had to be forcibly removed from his spot on the Force. And they killed him. Like, wow, my God, now it's so much more fun to go rewatch the first movie. Like, that young cop, all that life ahead of him until he's no. It's actually gonna be a really rough life ahead of him. No, that glint in his eye will be gone and burnt and dissolved and completely forgotten. And he will actually be a punchline in which he's the reason his marriage fell apart. He's probably the reason why Steve's mom was a whore in the first place.
In every movie, he gets back together with the love, but then
and the next one's like, it didn't work out.
It's just such a roller coaster this kid has to go through.
I guess that's pretty meta of him, honestly. You know?
Yeah.
It's and what is the series? It's the super cool, meta, fun, awesome series.
If it's anything but that, you know.
And then she's like, oh, and then Sam says something like she can't say things, in
human speaking fashion.
Yeah, there's no sing-song. It's nothing. It's just humdrum flat. All right. So she says something like, "He really helped me." And then Gail says, "That's what he did. He helped people." Fuck you! It's disgusting every time they had any moment. Every time they got corny cocks, they're like, what if this is just a time where we give it's like, what if we just give corny cocks like all the best lines? And it turns out all the best lines were also shitty.
They were
framed as like, oh, damn, dude, Gail just said that, oh my God, he helped? That's what he did. He helped people? Shit, he did help people. Fuck, that's a great line.
I don't get what happened, though, because she worked in the first two movies.
Yeah. She was also, you know what's crazy about that, too? You know what's crazy about that?
What?
The first two movies, she was also super hot.
Super fucking hot.
Courtney Cox had it all going on in those first two movies. That was the old school Courtney Cox. That was the new school Courtney Cox, all right?
It's amazing how
And the weird part, too, though, is like Courtney Cox has had it going on in numerous... It's just the Scream movies. They can't find it.
They lost their rhythm.
Cougar Town, it's like, damn, Courtney Cox looks good.
Yeah.
Scream 4, I guess she's in the movie? I guess Cougar Town really left her drained for this shoot? I don't know.
That had to be what happened.
I guess, it's just, what's... When you have a show on ABC... Was it on ABC?
No, it was on... Maybe
TBS?
it was on ABC. Then it
then went to TBS. Yeah,
TBS.
it's like when you've had a show be on ABC, then get moved to TBS. It's just going on big movies that doesn't compare.
Yeah, really.
She doesn't try anymore. Well, she looks like she does in these movies now. She looks like fucking. Trying. I don't got a line for that one.
Okay, cool.
I'll be honest, man. I wish I did. Only two things I thought didn't make even remote sense. So we'll move on. That's fine. I'll take the L on that one.
Feels bad, doesn't it, man? Welcome to my world.
Yeah, it felt. I can feel a bit of. There's a bit of. It's got a Robbie look to it. It's got a bit of a Robbie look around. All right. You definitely feel the imprint.